Good morning, Mike and Arlen, our Philippine journey. Thanks so much for joining us. Hey, I want to talk to you about traditional Filipina women. I want to ask you some questions. I want to challenge you to consider the information that I'm going to give you. And then I want you to respond. It's that simple. It really is. So, let's get started. Let's talk about it.
Why'd you have to go? I guess this world's too slow for you. I think there's beauty in the gray, the cold, but you just want the gold. And there's no way I can beat it, cause I got no chance when it comes to her. She got the glitter and the fame, and I just wasn't enough.
All right. Couple of quick things. Number one, I have been incredibly sick. I don't know what I had, other than I had an upper respiratory infection. I had to go on meds, the whole 9 yards. Today is the first day I've woken up and actually felt decent. So I apologize we haven't had any videos recently. Number two, hey look, if you appreciate the information, the satire, the humor sometimes that we put out, or you just want to support the channel and our efforts, please do subscribe and hit that thumbs up. We would certainly appreciate it. Now, traditional Filipino women, I want to ask you to look at it from a totally different perspective. Instead of looking at what everybody else is telling you, instead of looking at all these blogs that are out there, all of these people, all of the even information on the internet as to what a traditional wife or woman is, I would challenge you to define it yourself. And the reason that I would say that is because times have changed. Okay? You know, we tend to look at all these guys and we get comments and questions and emails all the time about this. We tend to look at and grouping all of them in one area. And we need to differentiate them. We need to recognize, and you need to recognize, that they are actually very different. You have an entire generation, if not two, of men who came here when they were young, met young Filipino women, and have been together for many, many years, brought them to the U.S., have had great lives, raised children, traditional, maybe, maybe not, all right? All depends. Everybody's circumstances are different, radically different. We know people have brought their girlfriends to the U.S., put them through college, and they're working professionals. We know many who have brought them and they were stay-at-home moms. Okay? But things have changed radically. And not only that, but times have changed. Those guys 2 generations ago are telling you about 2 generations ago. No offense. All right? It's all true. It's all real. But let's take a look at some of the outliers. Because in the end, what we really want is your individual thoughts. That's what's important, because at the end, we're going to ask you for your comments. So watch this part of the video and then comment. Now, we've talked about the guys that have come over in the past, and you're hearing about them. We've talked about the guys that have come over, married, gone back, and now come back to the Philippines. And they're telling you all about their traditional Filipino wife. Traditions have changed. Women have changed. Okay? It's that simple. How traditional are traditional women in the Philippines now? Well, Let's look at the basic concept first. The basic concept is Filipinos have, and it is literally instilled upon them, a sense of family. And that is probably one of the core fundamentals of the quote unquote traditional wife or girlfriend or woman. But what else is going on? Well, in addition to that, they're also taught to take care of family. Do you know that in the under 30 age group in the Philippines, there are more women with 4-year college degrees than men? They're becoming doctors, lawyers, dentists, all right, nurses, everything that goes along with that. Do you think that these women are not going to utilize their education? Does that make them traditional, or does that make them stand out? Then when you put together some other facts like this one, there are 15 million single moms in the Philippines. I don't know about you, but I'm old enough to remember when you were a single mother in America, you were ostracized, frowned upon. I can remember that from when I was young. That was something that was bad. How traditional is that? All right? Just a little food for thought there. Now, if you want to take another look at it, the percentage of single moms, much higher in the Philippines. So where are you going to find these traditional moms? And are traditional moms, do they include the possibility of having children? That's one of the questions we're asking you. What makes a woman a traditional Filipino woman? What are you looking for? What are your standards? What are you willing to accept? Are you willing to accept someone who hasn't gone to college? Are you willing to accept someone who has a career? Are you willing to accept? Because we see the arguments in both of these. You know, it's unfortunate, but the vast majority of the people that we run into through comments and everything else, they're looking for age gap relationships. They're older men looking for younger women. No, more power to them. All right, whatever, works. But what kind of woman are you looking for then? What is your standard? Okay, that's what's interesting. And then we're going to compare that, or we'd like to compare it to what the old standard was for a traditional Filipino woman. We think that that's important. More important than what our blog says, more important than what so-and-so's vlog says, more important than what you find on other groups in other areas of the internet. It's what you define as traditional. What you define as what you're looking for in a partner. That's more important. So, with that being said, how about in the comments below, you tell us, what are your cutoffs? What is traditional for you? All right? Are you going to date women only under 30 or only under 35? Where's your cutoff? And how traditional do you expect them to be? Do you realize that many Filipino women have absolutely no desire to date a foreigner? Sorry to burst your bubble. It's a fact. an absolute fact. Would younger Filipino women date younger Western men? Sure. The age gap relationship issue is changing here. And it's something that you need to keep in mind. It's very much transactional, or has become very much transactional. Now, I'm not saying that there's not a lot of love and compassion involved in that. What I am saying is things have changed. Perhaps our definition of what's a traditional Filipino woman and what are her cutoffs, what are her boundaries, I think that's really more important. Before you can say, I want to find a good traditional woman, first define what it is that you want to find. Then let's see if it fits like a square peg in a round hole. All right? Otherwise, look, we thank you very much. You guys have a great day. Please do comment, hit that thumbs up. Really and truly. Thank you so much.